I'm going to go live here. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin. Thanks for joining me on Facebook and YouTube Live. And thanks as always to the sponsors, GRS Insulation, Heroes and Legends, Smith & Friends Estate Agents, Dovecot, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Advanced Utility Solutions, TGM Cars, and Cornerstone. That's the thanks to them for the continued support. I hope you all had a great Christmas and didn't overindulge in cakes and pasties and whatever else you eat at Christmas time. We went into today's game in front of 35,000 sellout crowd as expected, always is in Boxing Day. If only we could get that every game throughout the season. And the team that Michael Carrick picked was Brennan goal, Borges and Dick Steele the fullback, Vandenberg and Fry the centre-backs, Bazog on the left, Doak on the right, Hackney and Belazer in the middle of midfield, and Azaz and Conway. And on the bench was Glover, Clark, McGree, Latlav, Jones, Gilbert, Hamilton, Engel, and McCabe. Looking to get back on track, obviously, after the game against Plymouth Argyle. What did I see? A highlight. Well, the first half we were immense. The first half we were terrific. We passed it around. We created chances at will. We just looked unbelievably good. And then a goal for Dope, and then two for Azaz, two smashing goals for Azaz, who I thought had a very good game. Second half, we call it Spursy. Well, we're the new Spursy of the Championship. All glamour, but can't defend. The second half, Christmas turned to Halloween. It was scary. If you've never seen it, it was scary. We went from Barcelona-esque in the first half to raggy ass Rovers in the second half. Terrible. How we conceded a goal. We came out a different animal second half. First half immense. Plaudits galore, and rightly so. Came out the second half like a different team. They came out like a different team. They scored a goal, that's 3-1. We're still sitting pretty. And we collapse. We start getting the jitters. Passes going astray. Carrick gets the frighteners in as well. He starts taking Azaz off and Dolt off and putting Clarkey on, and then Bryn gets taken off injured, and it was chaos. The second half was chaos. First half, cruise control, cigars out, happy Christmas. Second half, Halloween. Did you see the same game or different game from me? The second half, when you reflect and you say Plymouth Argyle, average team or a poor team, get battered today. Not be long till Rooney gets his matching orders. I don't wish anybody to sack, but Rooney's obviously under the cosh. When you let 3 in against Plymouth Argyle, the worst team in the division. When you're 1-3 against Norwich and you end up 3-3. When you're 3-0 today and you let 3 in. There's an issue and there's a problem. Today we can see, the referee got it wrong, he should have been sent off, and you can make all the excuses under the sun, but it happened against Norwich. It happened against Plymouth Argyle. 6 goals in 2 games. That's a lot of goals to concede. As he going forward, I thought Azaz was terrific. Dope got a fine first goal, and we looked to business. But there's nobody in that stadium, and I had Dean Windass as my guest. His son Josh plays for them, scored the second goal. Dino was saying, this is the worst performance I've seen from us. We're garbage today. And then they get a goal second half and they say, do you know what? It's game on now. And I says, I agree. I said, if Plymouth can score 3 against us, why can't you? And lo and behold, they did. And we were clinging on at the end. I mean, near the end of the game, there was the 14 lad with dreadlocks, sharp as a razor, fast as a hare. He took off down the middle. Our centre-backs were treading in treacle. And it took Latlav, a centre forward who people criticise, he's one away and his agent's doing this and that. He ran 40, 50 yards to get an last-ditch challenge just as the lad was ready to put it by the keeper. What a challenge for Latlav. Commendable and well done to him. But overall, 2 points down the River Tees. No messing about. First half electric, second half disgrace. Can't say any more than that. If you agree, disagree, get involved. Put your message on and tell us what you think. As soon as they changed at half time, look, 4-1, 4-1, I says to my lad, they'll overrun us in midfield, we'll start panicking. It's a long one, so I respect it. We'll start panicking under pressure and Carrick will do nothing. About 10 minutes later, we're down to 10. Our kit was off and we conceded twice. As Rav went off, Rav van der Berg, of course, after doing and saying nothing to the guys in the pitch, he went and spoke to Woodgate and looked at an iPad stroke tablet. What was he not seeing with his own eyes that he didn't think needed changing? We did well to hang on to in the end. We did. It's wearing thin. Much more of this and the crowd will turn. He has to go, I feel now. Wow. It's amazing because I did the dove cut as I do after every game, and a few people are saying, oh, Carrick's, he's weird at we're telling now. Carrick must go. I'll be honest, I don't believe that. We are the Spursy of the Championship. I watch Spurs as well. I appreciate the style and direct attitude, same as Middlesbrough, but defensively, all went downhill within 14 minutes. At the end, this is for Chris 87. Really bad luck with injuries too. Who's not a second yellow card, never. Never seen anything like it, 25 years, total chaos. Second half was chaos. I say, to pick the referee or, hey, it could have been wrong. I've not seen it again to give my honest and forthright opinion. But what I do know is we cannot just keep blaming referees. We have to take responsibility, how to defend. A leader out there has to get everybody in tandem, working together and not letting any more in. They've scored one. They look as if their tails are up to start the second half. Let's kill them. Let's nullify things. And let's keep control. But we never. We lost control all over the park. We were garbage, Bernie. We will never get up into the Premier. Keith Williams. Second half were garbage. First half were terrific. Second half were garbage. I agree. Daniel Baz Joseph, if you can't manage a game when you're 3-0 at half time against a bang average side, wow. I agree with that as well. Daniel Rowe was bold and made changes to the manager at half time, something Carrick never does. Well, Ashley, again, Dean watches because his son plays for, and he says, oh, he'll definitely make 2 or 3 changes. And he did. And it was positive changes. And he's come out, Sheffield Wednesday came out a different animal. It was totally night and day. We looked as if we'd been on the sleeping tablets. And Sheffield looked as if they were on the blue tablets. That's how the second half looked to me. Defence horrendous. Miss Edmondson and Morris. Yeah, we do miss those two, but come on. I keep looking at it and I think, we keep letting in so many goals. Give me one reason I think not good enough because we conceded too many. But I don't think this constant chopping and changing, new centre-half, new goalkeepers, new right-backs, new left-back, well, it's not working. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons for it. They're not getting time to settle and play week in, week out and become telepathic and get to know each other's games inside out. Yeah, you can watch for the side, but when you're involved in it, it's a different ball game. And I just think this constant chopping and changing is going to be detrimental as to where we want to be. I say we're good enough for top 6. I still think we're good enough for top 6. But keep giving away goals like this and leads like this, we won't be making top 6. Top 2's never entered my mind. Top 6, I'm starting to think now, hold on a minute. This cannot keep going. We're doing over and over again. It's not something that happens now and again. It's happening every game now. Most games this is happening. We take the lead, we look at the business, then we collapse like a pack of cards. You start getting a bit of flack, we crumble. Impact actually a sandcastle. We collapse slower than the Borough. Yet another game we've thrown away, a lead. Andrew Hill says, I'm unhappy with the result and performance today, Bernie, between Borough and Sheffield Wednesday. Our defence in the second half was pathetic. And I don't think Rav van der Berg should never been sent off, perhaps a yellow card at least. Well, I think you get 2 cards, Andrew. And I'll be honest, I didn't really see either of them. So I'm not going to get involved in that. I've seen the rest of the incidents, and I've seen that we were very lucky to hang on after being 3-0 out, up in cruise control and total domination and dictating the pace of the game, how we just crumbled. That is scary. You imagine you play half-decent teams. They're only 3 points behind us for today. First half, I was questioning, how can they be 3 points behind us? And they're still 3 points behind us. But teams in the playoffs, if we get into the playoffs, they will be worried about us. They'll say they'll get goals, but we'll get a boatload as well. Do you think we'd get giving Carrick wrong input in the game as see on the sidelines? Joe Parker. I never really concentrate in the sidelines and what goes on. I concentrate what's on the field, Joe. But Woodgate's there, like most right-hand men, is to give advice. Carrick's still in control. He can say, yeah, I'll do that, or no, I'm not doing that. He's still the man that makes the major decisions. So Woodgate and Cole can give their tuppence worth. Some will be valid, some will be invalid. Some that Carrick will agree with, some that Carrick won't. But if Carrick doesn't agree with what he's been handed or shown on his laptop or iPad, whatever you want to call it, then he's within his rights because he's the coach, the head coach, to say, no, yeah, fine, thanks for giving me that, but no, I'm not going to do that. So no, I wouldn't be blaming Woodgate for that. Happy Christmas, Bernie. Happy Christmas to you, Paul. I see Borough were in the Christmas giving mood today. I thought in the second half I was watching a game of Subbuteo. It was terrible. Second half, Hackney's pulling players about. We're passing all over the place. I thought the ref had been on the bellies before the match. People say we move on. We've moved on that much this season. Our home games should be played in Wick, Scotland. That's from Paul Ronald. See, footballing wise, we're still good in the eye. Especially first half, very good. Are we as good as Carrick's first season? No. That was the best season I've seen for 35, 40 years. Hard to replicate, especially when you keep chopping and changing. But I've not seen any improvement on defence since Carrick came in. And that's a damning stat. Well, the stats are there. But it's a damning opinion. They're going for... Look, the Postecoglou style and brand, we're good at going forward. Not as good as Tottenham. Tottenham are top level. Great going forward, no matter who they play against. But defensively, they're hopeless. Well, we're good at going forward. Not quite Tottenham, but we're as bad as Tottenham defensively. And by God, they're bad. Tottenham's bad. And that's where we are. And it's going to be, if we don't start, for me, in my opinion now, and don't forget we're going into a new year as well, if we don't start settling the defence down, my day, our defence never get moved, never get dropped, never get rested. The forwards did, the wingers did, but never the defence, always a settled defence. And I think that's the key to success this season. I think if you let them settle down, get a bit of cohesion, try and get a couple of clean sheets in the bounds, try and stop leaking goals, and then that builds confidence throughout. But this constant chopping and changing. 1 minute you get Clark and then it's Fry and then it's Lenihan and it's just never ending. You know, we've done it at right back as well. On the left, we've done it on the left side, the left wing. And Borges, he got injured today as well, didn't he? And the keeper got injured. So with the player sent off, couple of injuries that looked they could be out. Conway get injured early doors. I still don't farm out how Latty Laugh can be on the bench. Still don't get it. Conway wasn't good last week. Started ahead of Latty Laugh today. Every time he's on the bench, Latty Laugh, I think he's off. He's definitely off. I might be wrong, but how can Latty Laugh not go in before Conway? Am I losing the plot? Latty Laugh is a better striker than Conway. He gives as much energy. He's faster. He's a top scorer. He was last season a top scorer. And yet he can't get a place on the bench. Well, he's on the bench, but not on the starting 11. I find it farcical. But then again, I find the modern game farcical. I mean, I'm sitting with guys like Dane Windass, scored a couple hundred goals. He was a centre-forward stroke midfielder, tough as anything. Thinking, what is this all about? I says, Dino, I say the same things every week. Watching Borough, you're saying it watching Sheffield. We can't be wrong. And if you say things, oh, you're dinosaurs, my ass. I've watched every game. I did 500 odd games under Ali Brownlee, with the late great Ali Brownlee watching. I've never missed a Borough game. I think I watched one in, I don't know how many years. Home and away, I watch every away game and I watch every home game. Don't tell me about your dinosaur because you've got an opinion about the modern game. The mess about the back's a joke. They were 3-0 down and they were fanning about the back. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? They were getting caught. They were giving us chances and opportunities. And then we go to smithereens second half. Hello, Bernie. Hope you're well. Have a good Christmas. You too, Mark Anderson. Another game, another 2 points dropped. I really didn't get Carrick subs. McGree didn't come on. Latty Laugh didn't start, which makes me think, I've just mentioned that they're both off in January. What's your thoughts? Look, I'm not privy to anything, but I've got an opinion. Nobody will stop my opinion. I think Latty Laugh will go in January. I think he was destined to go in the summer for whatever reason, probably money. You can hear tittle-tattle here, there and everywhere. My gut is probably money, whether he wasn't happy, the club wasn't happy, try to grind out another dime. I think it'll happen in January. Will I be surprised? No. I don't know the financial structure of the club. I always say that. We are a selling club, always have been, way before I came. But I honestly think Latty Laugh will go, and if we replace him, it'll probably be a loan, and we won't invest the money that we've got from. So say it was 20 million, we'll be lucky to spend half of that, if any. That's what I think. I don't know. I might be talking lots of rubbish. I hope I'm totally wrong. Latty Laugh stays put, but it weakens our dream, and I don't think it's good for Carrick. I don't think it'd be good for the fans, and it's certainly not be good for the team, because the team gets weakened with Latty Laugh's departure. No matter who we bring in, the odds are we won't probably know the guy that's coming in if it does happen. And when he comes in, it might take 4 or 5 months to settle. By that time, the season's over. So I don't know why we cannot hang on to Latty Laugh to the end of the season and still cash in and get the 20 million, whatever he valued it. So that's where I am. But surely Carrick, when he signed a new contract, would have said to the chairman and the chief exec, look, January, guys, stop that dog dancing about. My dog's doing dances in there. I'm trying to concentrate. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Hello, Bernie. Hope you're well. Yes, I've mentioned that. McGree didn't come and Latty Laugh didn't start, which makes me think there are. Yeah, my thoughts are, Mark, that I think Latty Laugh will be off. I think 1 or 2 could go. Could Jones be off? Yeah. Look, everybody's got a price tag. I totally get that. But if we are serious about getting into the top flight, and then you let your star player go, or one of your star players go in January or 2, then you're kidding yourself on. You're trying to kid everybody. And if you're kidded, you're an idiot. But a selling club, we get that. We might have to sell players to keep us afloat and keep us in the red. Yeah. Lack of leaders, simple as that. Need a Tony Mowbray in that team. Yeah, Tony Mowbray can't play, obviously. Craig Tutling. Leaders, how many times have we done it? If you watch this, I'm forever saying we need leaders. There's no leaders. When they score a goal today, somebody roll their sleeves up. We ain't fanning about, we ain't doing this. Hit it long, push out, squeeze, get up there, get in their faces. Don't let them get another goal because their tails are up. We've seen it right away. We sense it as fans. Oh, they've come out a different side. But then, lack of leadership, and it looks as if our bottles go. Happened at Norwich. We went 3 in against Plymouth or Gale, dear God, and then they do another 3. Come on. We need to really tighten up. But as I say, the constant chopping and changing doesn't help matters. And that for me is the biggest telltale. We keep chopping and changing it, different centre-halves, different full-back, different goal gears. Middle of midfield will change. Right in the main dope, yeah, left changes regular. McGree 1 week, Bazog the next. Hamilton, when he drifted in and out. Happy Christmas, Bernie, and to you, Martin Taylor. As you say, a game of 2 halves. Sheffield United fans were right. 3-0, and we were effed it up big time. As I say, it went from Christmas to Halloween. It was scary. Scary. They couldn't keep chickens out of a pen, but they couldn't, Leslie. Without a doubt. As I say, the players will know that. They're being told it, but they've been told it a few times this season. When is the penny going to drop? When is Carrick going to say, do you know what, we don't do this now? Let's try and get a couple of clean sheets. I love football more than anybody. I like to think I was a football. I wasn't ferocious or aggressive or batting people. I was none of that. I like to think I could have a good touch and I could score a goal and create a goal. So I love football, but not in the wrong areas. As I say, this messing about at the back, I mean, they done it. I couldn't believe they were doing it at 3-0. It reminded, they were similar to us. Got the ball, they could pass it now and again, but mess about wrong areas, despite the scoreline being 3. Then they would launch it. But why not just launch it initially, rather than mess about? Carrick's coaching and management skills has reached as far as they're going to go for Tony Smith. Far too powder puff as always, Bernie, struggling for leaders on the pitch. Andy Appleyard. Yes, a word I use, powder puff. We weren't powder puff in the last third. I thought Azaz were 2 great goals. First goal was a great goal. Couple of 1-2s, caressed into the corner. We don't come in for his first. God knows where the defence went. He ghosted in for the right. Unmarked, middle goal. Thank you very much. And then Azaz got another one. And everything was hunky-dory. You know, it was great first half. Great to watch. I had somebody say to me in the lounge, 3-1 the day, Bernie. I said, 3-1, I'll go for a draw. I don't gamble. I didn't say what, 1-1, 3, I didn't say that. I just said a draw. And then at half time, they're going, hey, Bernie, 3 up, 3 up. They were hiding under the table come the end of the game. I said, you should know better than that, Borough fans. Okay, shot of Woodgate, he's been here before and failed. The defence is a disgrace. 3-0, up, cruising in front of a full house, and we threw it away. We're lucky to finish the mid-table at this rate. Absolutely gutted, and that is an understatement especially. I don't think defensive coaches have got a place in the game. They don't have a lot of forward coaches at football clubs. Why have we got defensive coaches? Very seldom defend. All over the country. They'd rather mess about in wrong errors than defend. Defending means defend. Don't give chances, don't take risks, don't gamble. Clear your lines. I see none of that. What is it we do at training? What is it other clubs do at training? What did Tottenham do at training? McGree, Jones, Lack, Azaz and Dope in June. We lose all these players. This rotation's a load of crap. Play the best 11 and stick with it. And I agree with that, totally. Chris and Steve says, absolutely agree, Chris. I agree. Get your best team. You get 20. Sometimes I think, is Michael Carrick trying to please everybody and juggle everybody, keep everybody sweet? I hope not. But this chopping and changing, coaches in their head they think they're wizards. Oh, we can try anything, do everything, and it'll come off. We've seen Pep doing it for years with the best players in the world, the biggest bank account. He's not doing it now. Yet again, failed today, 1 in 12. The greatest so-called coach in the world. Well, now it's going against them. I don't see the great coach come out, do you? I just think, keep your same team. If you're winning, keep it again for next week. Reward the players who's rewarded you, who's did well for you as a coach and the fans. And everybody accepts it. If I'm out the team and Conway or Little scoring goals, I think, need to bite the bullet. I'm not happy. I'm on the bench. I'm disgruntled, but I can see they're in form and we're winning, so I can't get in yet. Then if they miss a boatload of chances, I expect to get my chance. It's just common sense. As I say, I would not respect a coach. If I was like Laugh, I would not respect Michael Carrick. Just like a lot of players up and down the country with different clubs don't respect. If you're getting dropped and you're like Laugh, doing the business, 110%, working, closing down, harassing like today, and when he made the last ditch challenge that stopped a goal and is getting beat, and scoring last week and getting dropped again a day when Conway never kicked his backside, I would be confused and I would resent that. I just think modern players are programmed into think, oh, this is right. The chopping and changing consistently is right. I don't think it's right. The results tell you it's not right. Hi Bernie, too many changes in this team. All good teams have a good partnership at the back or up front. I think we put this is Michael Goody, hi Goody. Players' names on a hat trick and pick them out. I think we put the players' names in a hat and pick, in a hat and pick them out. Might be right. But Azaz, 2 goals and fire. He was good. He was creating things. His movement was great. I mean, I've really took to him the first 11 games I've never seen him. I was critical of him. I'll stick by that. But now he's settled in. He's looking the business. And what do? Just like other players that's got 2 goals, we take him off. We took Conway off. He took Norwich. We took him off in Doak when we thought we had it in the bag. I don't get it. I don't get it. It defies common sense. Football's not rocket science. Simple game played with simple people, complicated by fools. That's a quote I heard many years ago and I'll stick to that. Simple game played with simple people, meaning footballers, complicated by fools. If you overcomplicate it, come back and bite you in the backside. Hackney shouldn't be anywhere near that captain's armband. Andy, Hackney's a young lad. He's not a captain. You look up to captains who have played hundreds of games, who have worn armbands maybe in the past. And I'll give you an example. Alan Kernigan. Great professional Alan Kernigan. I'd played a few hundred games, scored 100 goals, whatever. Alan Kernigan was on the way out. He was going to Charlton. Lenny Lawrence got the manager's job at Middlesbrough. Kept him. So Alan Kernigan was going to Charlton, but Lenny Lawrence, who fancied him, became Middlesbrough manager. Persuaded Alan Kernigan to stay put. Gave him the captaincy. And then he tried to become a captain and try to shout at whoever. And 2 games in, I lost the plot and gave him it, verbally. Both of them. Because how can I have played hundreds of games, respect the guy who's played a handful of games, and all of a sudden his lingo's changed? You know, the way he's talking, the way he's trying to become a captain, a leader, when we know you've not been that. I found it very difficult to accept. And a young Hackney coming in, if I would play I couldn't look at him as a captain. Might be a captain down the line when he's got hundreds of games under his belts and he's vastly experienced, but he's a novice. Hackney will know that himself. Probably Hackney doesn't want it, he's just been landed with it. A little start, Sheffield, we'd have the best record at coming back and getting points. After the first half, you'd have thought they were going to score 4, 5, 6, not conceded 3. Tony Smith. I agree, Tony. I mean, I should know better. We all should know better being Borough fans, but I couldn't see them having a way back. I couldn't see them getting back into the game. I thought, we're probably going to score 4, 5, 6. Just like you're saying. I thought that. But how wrong we were. Graham McTiernan says, Merry Christmas, Bernie from Romania. Merry Christmas to you, Graham. What a disaster the second half was. As I say, just call it Halloween. Halloween at Christmas. Stephen Sharp on Carrick. This, for me, Bernie, came out as a flat as a pancake. Why attack like we did on the first goal when we don't need to attack like that when we are 3 up? I agree with that as well, Stephen. As I say, I keep going back to Tottenham because they're the nearest I can think to. Let's say Tottenham's a different division and do everything fast forward, and we're sometimes slow and predictable, but we still play good football. But I thought that, why we're 3-0 up, just let's keep the ball, keep retention of the ball, and just try and take the sting out of it. When they get the first goal, do you think, right, 3-1, their tails are up, let's just deflate them and keep the ball. But no, we kept trying to go forward, they kept opening us up. They say they threw on a few whippersnappers second half, and guys with pace. This is getting to be a habit, Colin Ibbotson. Understatement, Colin. At 3-0, we should be expecting 3 points. What we do is criminal. Absolutely gutted. No way are we getting promoted. Playing great football at times, but we like a proper captain guts. As I say, footballing wise, we entertain. Defensive wise, we couldn't keep chickens out of pen. We're hopeless. And the dynamics have to change. In all the years Carrick been here, football's still good. And that's great. Delighted for that. But defending is still bad. And hasn't improved 1 iota. Not improved 1 iota. Have you? Can you tell me our stat? I don't even know the stats, but I just know with what I'm saying. 3 in against Plymouth. 3 in the day when we're 3 up and cruising. We've got cigars out of the deck chairs. We're just chilling. It's a walk. It's a stroll. It's a walk in the park. Or so we thought. Maybe that's what we thought. Maybe the fans were thinking that, but maybe the players were thinking that. You cannot talk top 6 when you toss a 3-goal lead away, Timmy Leach. I agree with that, Timmy. I think Carrick will be flapping behind the scenes and thinking, here, what is going on here? We're doing it too often. You know, 3-0 up. That should be it. Kill the game. Kill the game. But we don't. We still want to play the game. Kill the game. You've played this stuff. You've did the fancy stuff. You've scored the goals. Retreat. Kill it. Hoof it. Kill it. Squeeze them. Don't let them in our half. Don't invite pressure. Don't take chances. Don't gamble. But no, we just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Joe Parker, Jeff Parker, part-time supporter, the private conversation. Andrew Hill says, if Borough play like this, especially in the second goal season, they will finish in the playoffs at the end of the season. Well, see, Andrew, top 2, I've never went top 2. I still think we're good enough for top 6. But I still think there's another 6-7 teams that's good enough for top 6. I think the top 2-3, the gap's too big now. But the way we're inconsistent to catch them. Don't forget, Sunderland were about 12 points or more ahead of us months ago, and then we shut the gap. I don't know what it is now. I think they're still above us. But you can't keep letting them go a vast amount of points and then just think, oh, we'll just turn it on and we're going to squeeze it again. No, it's not going to happen like that. Now, we're getting to the business end of the season. You know, we're going into January. Before you know it, we'll be in that squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex Ferguson says. Hackney, so overrated. He's a lazy player. Looking forward to Morris coming back. Danny McGann, is it? McGann, sorry. Danny, Hackney, when he first came in, breath of fresh air. Excellent. A lot of talk about him, more big clubs looking at him. Then his form dipped and then he was injured. And now he's the captain. I think that's having a wee bit of strain on him as well. But yeah, I think some of his passing, Hayden, I'm a fan of Hayden's, but some of his passing has been iffy and inaccurate and not good enough. And he needs a jolt as well. But so do the guys round about him. Keith Williams, we can't keep giving away all these goals, Bernie. 6 in 2 games. When you look at 6 in 2 games against Plymouth Argyle, who before we played them, they conceded 42. We played against them, that was conceded 45. And I've heard have they conceded 5 today? So that's 50 in about 22 games conceded. You need an abacus to keep up with it. Wayne Rooney should get a bricklayer. I remember Gareth Southgate getting sacked after a home win when we were sitting in the league. Obviously our standards, this is for Andy Smelt. Obviously our standards and expectations have dropped. I remember that. I remember Gareth possibly should have left his role and he never. And then he started turning it round and then he incredibly gets sacked. It was a midweek game, I remember it. I was doing the radio with Ali, who addressed him. And I remember I'm going to in front of the local and national press and talking about the game coming up and he was sacked. I always felt sorry for him because I thought, why would you put him in front of the national press when you know he's getting sacked after the game? Why not tell him and say, look, you're going to be leaving the role, you might as well be honest with the reporters and get out of the way. No excuses today, 3-0 up. We crumbled faster than the blast furnaces at Redcar. This is for one Carter. And what's with the black eye Carrick had? Any answers? Yeah, I don't think it's a black. Is it down here? Yeah, it looks like yeah, it looks. I don't know. Somebody says, oh, somebody threw a boot or somebody threw the kettle or whatever. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like Pep. Maybe he's done it himself. Maybe he's doing that with the pressure. He'll be feeling the pressure, Michael Carrick. He's not a mug. But I don't know what happened to him. But Merry Christmas, Bernie, and to you, Neil Thompson. Was there with my boy today? Any team that lets 3-goal cushion slip away deserves very little. Defence, up the effing borough. Yeah, I get the frustration. You know, everybody's praising my first half performance, but we need to sustain it. Should have had 6 points in the bag easily, but have ended up with a feeble 2 points. Carrick sounds too blasé in his post-match comments, as if he isn't too bothered. This is for Stephen. And Chris says, left side's a real problem. Everybody knows the creativity comes from the right. Doubling up and dope. We need balance. And Darren says, I saw the club's standards fall when McLaren left to take England job. Let's see how we do in the second half of this season. Yeah, the left side is frail. Borges hasn't looked as good as we expected. But Borges hasn't been helped whoever's played in front of him as expected. So he's been exploited. And he's the guy that everybody mentions when you say, oh, he came down that way. Well, what about the guy in front? This guy's still bedding in. The guys in front have had experience like McGree. Last week was hopeless. Never helped him one iota. I've never seen him getting a kick. And then with the big Bazog today, he put in a shift. Hamilton before that, he's only drifted in and out on the left. But the guys in front have to help the fullbacks as well. That's why they're there. They're there to get support for the fullbacks and then help the fullbacks defensively. Alex Henry says, happy Christmas, Bernie, and to you, Alex. Do you think Lighty Laugh will still be out the door if Conway's injury is serious? Still be out the door? I do, yeah. I still think Lighty Laugh, I mean, the speculation was, I don't think it was speculation, I think people had actually seen it with their own eyes that Lighty Laugh's agent was down at West Ham training ground. He's entitled to do that. He's an agent. That's what agents do. I've seen agents over the years at Middlesbrough. Agents do that. Look, clubs don't like agents. Chairmen up and down the country don't like agents because agents are as bullish as chairman and chief execs. They don't give a flying. They're representing the player. Years ago, chairman and chief execs controlled the players. In my day, all the players were take that or leave it. They dictated to you. But now they can't do that because the player doesn't have to face them. They'll get their agent who's got big bollocks and they'll go in and don't give a flying who the chairman is, who the chief executive is. They know everybody's wage structure. They know who's on what. And that's confrontation. So for me, agents have got a role in the game. I know there's been a lot of them rip players off and rip clubs off. I get that, but clubs have been ripping players off. I'm a former player, don't forget. I'm not an agent. But I know about agents, I know about clubs. I've been ripped off myself in my time. So those who say, oh, the agent do, yeah, chairman and chief executive don't like them because they're as bullish as they are. As I say, that's their job. They'll come lock horns and it becomes confrontational. That's what business is, isn't it? No sentiment in business, that's the old saying. No sentiment in business. Hi Bernie, seeing you at the match. Amy Buttery, hi Amy. Yeah, I was at the match and I had a great time in the Legends Lounge. My two guests were Dean Windass and Dimi Constantopoulos. Everybody seemed to have a good time, or they did have a good time. There's a great half time, not so good a full time. I hope you had a good Christmas, Bernie, from me and Rudy just said, Kev Nail. Kev, you make me laugh with that, Rudy just said, dear God. What's your opinion on the sending off? Amy, I never see. It happened so quick. I'd be lying to sit here and say, oh, shouldn't have been a first card or a second card. I don't know. I'll watch it tonight and I'll give my opinion on my Total BS podcast. And it's part 2 Kelma Hanlon this Monday. And I'll be obviously going over all ground IE today. Bry Sad Wilson. It's not horses for courses, Bernie. You always play your best 11 when fit. I don't agree with Latte 1 week, then Conway. The next rotating is not the answer. We need a settled team. But Bry, I've said this all along. All modern coaches do it in the main. I mentioned in my podcast the other day, I looked at Newcastle, they played Leicester City, they beat Leicester City in the league, and the coach, Newcastle coach, kept the exact same team for the cup game against Brentford. And they won Hansel and Brentford and are now in the semi-final. You neglect a competition, you deserve to get put out in your ass. So I respect that. We've neglected the League Cup, we're out. When we play Blackburn, we'll probably neglect it again, we'll be out. And everybody says, oh, it doesn't matter because our priority is getting promotion. Well, at this stage, it doesn't matter what cups we're in or out, we're going to struggle. It's a myth. The cup competition is a myth. How can Newcastle do it? Play the same team. They're in the top flight playing in the biggest league in the world. Newcastle's not written up trees in the Premier. I don't know what the final score was today. I know they're winning. But they were 12th in the league, but he kept the same team. And that's what I want for Middlesbrough. One trophy in 150 years. Oh, it doesn't matter now, we've won a trophy. Come on. A bit of luck and fortune, home ties, weaker opposition. You end up in another final. You end up with another trophy. But no. The majority of fans are bought into what they're told. Oh, we'll neglect it. We go out, we concentrate in the league. Well, have we really turned it on that much that we're flying high and we're definitely going up? No. It's nonsense. But the rotating, I agree. Lucky Laugh. If I was Lucky Laugh, if Lucky Laugh's not in Sunday night, there's a rabbit off. Or he's off. Well, he must be because Conway will be injured, I would think. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not bad, the lad. Keep a dislocated shoulder, Amy. Felt sorry for Sol. He did hold his shoulder immediately. I think it was his left shoulder. So let's hope that. And where's Dieng? No Dieng, not in the squad. Rumours gone and rumours only. Oh, he's off. Well, he might be another one that's off. But we bring young Glover on. Not seen a lot of Glover, can't really comment on him. Ian Mulgee says, Merry Christmas, Bernie, and to you, Ian. Could not believe second half. Highlight of the day. John Henry walking past before game up the border. Yeah, Hendy was sitting with me. Funny man, Hendy. Like laugh, Mr. Sitter, and don't say it was offside because it was back pass from a Sheffield player, so it couldn't have been offside. Yeah, but that's okay. But Leslie, without Lighty Laugh's heroics, when their player had bust through the middle of the park, we were high up, pushed through the middle of the park, 4 Borough shots chasing them, 3 were never going to catch him. They were on treacle. Couldn't move. Lighty Laugh, by God, he was amazing. How he get back and how he cleared the danger. Otherwise, we'd have lost the game. Mess up the back in two half. Daniel Jones for the Borough gave Sheffield Wednesday goals. Yeah, I think Senny Deng had a fight with Carrick. Sorry. See the scratch on Carrick's face. Something happened on the training ground. But I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to get involved in that. Is really rumours. Lighty Laugh is away in January, as you say. You sit your best striker on the bench. Yeah, if you put your best striker on the bench, Lighty Laugh knows he's the best striker. He's proved he's the best striker. Conway's only in the door this season, done well, but Lighty Laugh's still top scorer last season with 19. He's top scorer this season with 8 or 9 goals. And if you can't get a game, if Lighty Laugh had squared to Ben, we probably would have been out of sight at 4-0. Bad decision making and bad defending. Cost us 2 points today, onwards and upwards. I agree. I know what when you're talking about, and Leslie's brought up as well. Stephen, I know exactly, and Leslie, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, he's got dope inside right, he frees a bird, give him the ball, it's 1v1, slight angle, possible to put it away, but it's all this spots maybes, isn't it? If only your auntie was your uncle, it's one of them, innit? Chris Hill says, at half time I was sure Wednesday would come back. Borough. No easy games in the championship. Well, no easy game, but we play like we do. Latty should have passed to Dope. We mentioned that in the breakaway. He lost the ball, then went our end and scored. Jones was a joke when he came on. Absolute joke today up the Borough. A lot of disgruntled Borough fans, and I get it. I'm one of them. I'm there. I'm watching it. 3-0 up. I'm thinking, hey, great performance. Everybody's buzzing at half time. Everybody's praiseworthy. And then the wheels come off. We go from 4 wheels to 3 to 2. And then we end up with no wheels on the wagon. Brilliant first half, but came out confident. Too confident in the second half. Defence needs strength. But the defence needs strength. And the strength will only come, in my opinion, if you let them settle. Let them settle. I played with Pears, Cooper, Pattinson, Mowbray, Pallister. Every week they played, barring injury. Even loss of form, they still played. And became a very good defence. If Lighty Laugh goes in January, do you think other players could potentially think the same and follow suit? Maybe think the ambition of the club is lacking. Well, if we sell in January, then you have to say, as far as our ambitions getting in the Premier League are concerned, you'd have to say that we're not serious. Because why can't we sell them in May, end of the season? Why can't we get rid of them then? What's the rush to get rid of them? I don't know the financial structure. Maybe we need the money in, but I wouldn't think so. There'd be no mention of struggling financially. I think they have a new player. They have no laugh. They know Lighty Laugh is off since start of the season. I think they will have a new player. Look, Lighty Laugh, like we're all saying he controls his agent. Well, the club control Lighty Laugh. It didn't go just one way, you know. So if the club want to keep him, they can keep him. Lighty Laugh can't go anywhere. And then he'll hear, oh, but he's disgruntled, he wanted away. It's never the club's fault, our club or any club. It's always the player's fault. That's bullshit as well. That's laughable. You're kidding what you read, what you hear. No, the club is controlling Lighty Laugh. If we don't want him to go, he ain't going anywhere. If Lighty Laugh's agent wants him to go, he can try his damnedest, but the club can say, no, you're not going. But if the club sanction it and say, yeah, go on, see what you can get, what deal, and he's happy, then both are happy. Except, so the club will be happy, the money men will be happy, Lighty Laugh will be happy because we're going to a Premier League team, you would think. i.e. West Ham. He'd probably play more games than he's playing at Middlesbrough because they've signed for a boatload of money. And the ones that lose out, the fans here at Middlesbrough, Carrick, because his CV will be entitled if he doesn't make it, are in the top 6. And his teammates. If I was in the team and Light Laugh goes, I'd say, hold on a minute, what's going on? Why are we letting him go? Why are we not letting him go in May? Why are we letting him go now? I thought our ambition was to get promotion. And you're letting him go. And you brought in somebody, 10 minutes, somebody we don't even know. Somebody that's on loan. We don't know who we're going to get. Last decent team we had was in 74. Last decent team we had in 74. Did you not see the era I played in, Buzz? Are you having a laugh? Liquidation, bankruptcy, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. We didn't have a team in the 80s. Are you winding me up? Buzz, you should be banned, but do you know what? No, you've got an opinion. If that's your opinion, that's what you believe in. Fine, that's cool. 74, yeah, defensively, yeah. I don't even need to look back at it. I know how good you were defensively at that time. Maybe it's the defence you're talking about. I had a season ticket during McLaren days. I beg to differ. I had a season ticket during McLaren days. I was talking to somebody else. Finish 7th, and these games will come back to haunt us. Oh, without a doubt, Gary a Borough fan. Wrong subs. As I say, I have to be honest, I was surprised when I seen Azaz going off and Doak going off. I thought, this is similar to the Norwich game. We took Conway off, who'd missed a penalty, but he still had scored 2, he was still on a hat-trick. And we took Doak off, who was still a problem for Norwich. And when I seen they two going off, I thought, what's going on? And then Clark came on, obviously, centre-back. Where's Housen and Edmondson? Look, the way the modern game is, I don't know where anybody is. Every week we get a team sheet. Do you know, I used to watch Ravanelli, Janino, Emerson and Co. Every game I've done. Every game, home and away. Never missed a game. Me and the late great Ali Brownlee. Every week we'd go, we'd look at a team sheet, same players, same positions, great football. Yeah, we get relegated, but we played great football, scored goals, entertained, but we're just bad defensively, like today. But the players all played in the rightful positions and all played the same position every week, bar injury. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to question Carrick now. It's for Callum 1994. Talk about a game of 2 halves for Paul Gamble. 3-0 up at half time, cruising, sending off his harsh. Azaz and Doak were immense. Can't see why Carrick took them both off, just mentioned that. They got some lucky goals. Anyhow, didn't lose for my daughter Eve's first game. Put it to bed, roll on Burnley. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Bernie. Merry Christmas to you, Paul. Glad your daughter enjoyed the first ever game. So Eve, I bet you were thinking lucky mascot at 3-0 up. Well, she's still a lucky mascot. We didn't lose. And we could have lost. Bloody useless second half with Matt Wells, no messing about. Timmy says, makes you wonder, do the club really want promotion? You're certainly putting some good points across, Bernie. It has to be questioned. If we let our top players go and my top scorer go for this season and last season, Latty Laugh, then where's your, how does that motivate the club? How does that make a statement of intent? Keeping them would make a statement of intent, say, we are seriously to finish top 6 and hopefully get through, if we don't make top 2, get through the playoffs and into top flight. The proof's in the pudding. January will tell the story. I could be sitting here talking utter rubbish. People might say you talk every week. That's fine, I'm cool with that. You've all got an opinion. But I just think one's going to go and my gut is Latty Laugh. And how we cannot get into the starting team now, he scored last week. Off the bench scored. Conway never got a kick. Conway starts again today. Latty Laugh's back on the bench. What's all that about? Lost for words watching that second half today. That's with Steve Wright. Yeah, some people were actually dumbfounded. They couldn't say a word. They were thinking, how did we nearly lost that? I think the Borough owed to the fans a big performance winning Sunday. After that second half, you could see it happening though, because we're so unpredictable. We're unpredictable, we're inconsistent, We've got more holes in our defence than Rab C. Nisbet's string vest. If you don't know who Rab Nisbet is, go and see who Rab Nisbet is. Used to wear a string vest. He's from north of the border. Evening Bernard, Pete Royal. Hiya, Pete. Pete does Heroes and Legends, puts on some great events all over the country. Check him out, Heroes and Legends. Stephen Guthrie says, Bernie, if you're given the sheet of paper, who would you play 1 to 11? Stephen, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll mention that and I'll think about it rather than just because I'm nearly running out of time here. I've only got 4 minutes. And I'll put it on my podcast, my series. First 11, who would start? If they're all fit, who would start? And I would stick to it and keep them for the duration rather than this constant. Don't forget, Carrick's best season, every season has been good. There's been elements of football, skill, goals, but his first season was the best. His first season, he never tinkered. Never tinkered. I've messed about with the team. Now he is, and there's certain games come back and bite him in the backside. Steve Wright says, I think the Borough owe to the fan. Big fan, Sunday, I've read that, Anna, sorry. Merry Christmas, Bernie, and to you, Amy. That red mark in Carrick's face has been there for a month. Then it cleared up, and today looks worse than ever. Maybe some skin infection. It might be pressure. Carrick comes across as a cool, calculated character. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a lovely man. But sometimes when you don't release that, which he never does, you never see him getting emotional, win, lose or draw. Those guys that keep it within, I always think that's a problem as well. I think releasing it and letting you venting your spleen's a good thing. This bottling up and getting home with it and carrying it for days and going to bed with it, I don't think it can be good for you. Maybe Carrick's one of them. Maybe it is. Maybe it's something to do with what's happening round about. Merry Christmas, Bernie. Actually, Craig Dale's. Hiya, Craig. Merry Christmas to you. What are we doing in the training or defence is a disgrace? Defence is up and down the country a disgrace. I've not watched any of the footballing highlights today. I watched them at night. I bet you there's at least 6 goals fanning about the back, messing about wrong areas. Poor goals conceded. That's what it is. That's what Big Pussy. That's who we are, mate. That's who we are, mate. We just do the same thing. Newcastle won 4-0, dear me. Mike Flanagan, hiya Mike. A lot of bad luck today, Bernie. Brian will be a miss because Glover isn't even League 2 standard. Bryn rather, sorry. Yeah, so Bryn, I just hope that the lad is not as bad as we expect. Dieng, I don't know where he is, and young Glover obviously is a novice. He's still I've hardly seen him. Yes, I agree. Letty Laugh says there's go. I watched it. We'll take that back. Glover comes on, very bad kick out. They then get a corner, or they then get a corner, score from it. Glover looks like no confidence, Michael Goody, with his kicking out. He's just been thrown right in at the deep end. I bet he didn't think he was going to be in today. Surely with Conway injury, we'd be idiots to end up with no strikers. Well, if we're a selling club, which we are, and money talks, which it does, yeah. Well, we let Rodgers go to Villa last January. We were short of strikers, but we still let him go. Some people didn't rate him. I bet they're rating him now. Yeah, we have goalkeeper problems now. Another keeper we will be after again, I bet. That's a Chris 87. And we've got a minute. We are very slow at the back. Need 2 new full-backs, especially at left-back. Totally missed a young Johnny Howson as a player and a leader. Well, Howson's a leader verbally. No, not verbally. By example. I want to see somebody that I can hear in the stands shouting whatever he wants across the pitch at his teammates, giving them an ear bashing. But they've got it. You know, did you see anybody, when we lost the goal and we know their tails are upside down, anybody, right, come on, listen, get your act together, come on, let's start digging. I don't see it. In my day, without a doubt, there'll be a few F's and Jeffs coming my way. Start closing them down, start harassing them. When he comes near me, I'll give him it, I'll knock him out. Of course it is. I don't think they do it. I don't think we've got one. Morris is the only player I've seen that is a vocal leader. The game's about communication. Big part of the game. You don't play a ball to somebody in front of you and where he's back up with a big hairy ass defender and shut your mouth and play it to him. You say, hold it, you can see the big picture, gives it back, play a 1-2. It's all about communication. Bernie, in your day, Latty Laugh couldn't lace your boots. Look, Stephen, I think Latty Laugh is an instinctive scorer. I don't think he's the best 1-on-1, although he scored a great 1-on-1 not so long ago. I think he's more an instinctive striker. I thought Assombalonga was an instinctive striker. I think when you really need to put the coolant on, calm everything down and pick your spot, I think they can be rash. And I think they're probably down because they're a wee bit quicker than I was. So, but yeah, we've all got opinions. Mike Flanagan, Bryn, yeah, Bryn, it was Bryn, we knew it was Bryn. Paul Lewis says, a mid-table team for goals conceded, no promotion, not a chance, promotion is built from the back. Well, the late great Brian Clough, Borough legend, statue still just sitting there surrounded with barbed wire and Albert Park should be taken to the riverside. He was the one that always says you start from the back. He bought Peter Shilton, he got his 2 centre backs in, and then he built the spine of the team, and then he branched out. But why has it changed? Why has the modern philosophy changed? Bernie, I noticed Mugger in director box today. Was he? Danny McGain. He would be perfect mentor for Carrick. Like Venables, Robson. Your thoughts? I'm only into getting mentors in. Like when Brian Robson was there, Brian Robson, it was obviously we were hitting the buffers and we needed to stay up or whatever. I remember Terry Venables coming in. Now I don't know if Brian Robson had invited Terry Venables or wanted Terry Venables, but I just looked at it at the time as undermining. Yeah, so somebody else was calling the shots. Robbo was having to do it, although he knew him for England and all that. I get that, and no doubt they respected each other. But it came to the last day of that season, and I remember them doing the lap of honour, and Brian Robson looked embarrassed to come out the tunnel. And if it was Carrick that says, look, we can have somebody else on board. I mean, feelings went to Wayne Rooney's Plymouth. Didn't help the day, might have helped him against us, but not the day. If everybody's for it, you can't lose it, can you? But I don't like the undermining thing. If Carrick didn't want that, then yeah. And if Carrick didn't want it and somebody does override him, then Carrick should do the thing and say, do you know what, I'm out of here. If somebody overrode me, I'd be off. But so yeah, I get what you're saying. Mugger's in the wings, he's out of game. Some people I've got here, I've not even read them, I'll read them on the podcast. So you know, get Mugger, Mugger will be back in football. Tony Mowbray will be back in football, I've no doubt in that. He's fighting fit again, he's got itchy feet, he's wanting back in the game. But Carrick is our gaffer at the minute, coach. And I have to be fit to Carrick. Carrick's football's still good. Tottenham Hotspur, kicking back to them, we're Spursy like now. I love football. I love going that way, but messing about in the back and giving tosh goals away starts to grind you down. And at the minute I'm getting grinded down like the rest of the Borough fans. We cannot keep getting ludicrous goals away and ludicrous leads away. Against Norwich, against Plymouth, again today. Not good enough. Harvey Wetley says, evening Bernie, late to your live, I'm sorry. No, don't worry about that. I really don't know what to think about today. We had, where are we? We had 15 minutes of madness, which was a shame after the first half. I enjoyed really watching something about the back four. Really enjoyed watching something about the back four. I don't think it works. What are your thoughts? Well, you don't think it works, Harvey? It definitely doesn't work. And I think the biggest problem is it chops and changes every week. Good, bad, and different, changed. It's going to get changed now. We've got injuries. Yeah, we've got sending off, so it's going to change now. But we've been changing it anyway. When we think, oh, that's going to be the keeper, that's going to be the centre back to do that, it changes for no apparent reason. In my day, you were rewarded. I hate getting back, but you were rewarded with what you did in the field. If you did your gig on a Saturday, if I scored goals, if he kept a clean sheet, if he got X amount of crosses in, he had a few shots, you're in the team the next week. Now, you don't know where you are. You could get and score 5 and be dropped next week. It's ludicrous. You don't get respect like that. And I think something's coming back now. Certain players are looking disrespectfully and thinking, I don't enjoy this chopping and changing all the time. Glover is Australian international. Stephen Sharp. Dan Graham says, hi Bernie, Merry Christmas to you, Merry Christmas Dan, to you and your family. Sky, Pandin and Steve Gibson and Mugger was sat directly behind him. Any coincidence? Nah, I think, look, if there was anything in it, Tony Mowbray wouldn't be there. He's a man of morals and integrity. He ain't going to come and sit behind Steve Gibson thinking I'm breathing down Gibbo's neck to get a job and take it. There's no way Tony Mowbray ain't that type of manager. Other managers might do that. No, Tony Mowbray would have been invited, as he's been invited before, and he'd have went along to watch his hometown club. I think no more than that. Thoughts on Hackney? He's just so ineffective in games and needs Howson to carry him through the matches. Yeah, Morden, I think young Hackney's game's dipped. It dipped start of the season. He was in the team, he had injuries. He scored 2 great goals, and I thought, that's what he's going to kick on, and then he's sort of went off the boil again. Maybe the captaincy's weighing him down. I know that sounds daft, but maybe he didn't want that responsibility. He's trying to concentrate on his own game without trying to concentrate on other people's game. Never change a winning side, no matter who you're playing. For Timmy, overshot the runway. I have that. I've 6-minute overshot the runway. Thanks very much for listening. Today, as I say, my only way of description, my quote for today, Christmas turned into Halloween. The second half was scary. Leave it there. I'll be back again on Monday. Thanks again to sponsors, GRS Installation, Heroes Legends, Smith & Friends Estate Agents, Dovecot, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Advanced Utility Solutions, TGM Cars and Cornerstone. I'll be back on Monday, part 2 of Kelma Hanlon. I'll read these last 3 out and that is definitely it. I like Carrick, but I have got to the stage where I'm wondering if a different manager would get better results. This is for Neil Stevenson from this squad. Tony Mowbray, Steve Cooper, Matt Robbins. Jamie Gitton says, Bernie, what's going on with our defence? We can see 31 goals in 23 games and 6 in the last 2. Nowhere near good enough for promotion. Well, it's certainly not good enough, but I keep saying we need a settled backline. We cannot keep chopping and changing for the sake of it. Now we're forced. Matt Scott, hiya Mark. It's leadership on and off the field. We don't have any. What did Carrick do at half time? Do you know what, Mark? I can only surmise that he gave our team sleeping tablets and they've took the blue tablets to the other team. Thank you very much. Up the Borough. Cheers. Thank you.